Okay, I love smoothies and they're really great for achieving a weight loss goal, but it's really important that you aren't making these 10 mistakes that are causing you to gain weight. And that first mistake is that you're not using enough protein, which I know if you've seen my first smoothie mistakes video, this kind of contradicts one of those points I made, but that's because over the course of the last 2.5 years since that original video, I found that a lot of people aren't using enough of the right type of protein. Technically, yes, different types of food will contain protein, but the protein that is crucial to achieving a weight loss and a body recomposition goal are those complete protein sources. And if you're tracking your smoothies in like a food tracker and you look at the total protein amount that it provides you, this doesn't discriminate between complete proteins and incomplete proteins. So you might be thinking you're getting a lot more protein in your smoothie than you actually are. And if you're not getting enough complete protein, you're going to be understimulating your satiety hormone peptide YY. And this hormone is really crucial for preventing snacking and sugar cravings that would normally work against your goals. Now, different types of complete proteins that you might use in a smoothie would be things like Greek yogurt or a protein powder, but it is crucial that you are getting enough complete protein in your smoothie. And I do have a video on how you can calculate your protein needs. I'll have that link down description below so you guys can check that out. Now, if you're new here, my name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance. On my channel, I talk a lot about intermittent fasting, as well as the tips and strategies that you can use to achieve your weight loss and wellness goals. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Okay, the second huge smoothie mistake that you're probably making is that you're adding in honey or dates. Now, sometimes we tend to forget that food sources like honey or dates are actually really significant sources of sugar. And when you're looking to achieve a weight loss goal, you don't want to overstimulate the storing hormone insulin. And it turns out that sugar is the biggest stimulator of our storing hormone insulin and causes the body to shift directly into that state of fat storing. And just one date, one single date has 16 grams of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of honey has 17 grams of sugar. So if you're adding in like 2 to 3 dates, that's an extra 32 to 48 grams of sugar just from those dates. That is a huge amount of sugar, which that brings me to the third mistake, and it's that you're using high sugar fruits in your smoothie. Now, this is especially a problem because not only are high sugar fruits high in sugar, but they're also blended into a smoothie, making it a lot easier to get a lot more of that fruit in than you normally would if you're eating the fruit whole. And some fruits are really crazy high in sugar. For example, just 1 cup of mango has about 31 grams of sugar. That's already a huge amount, but imagine that you're also adding in honey or dates on top of that. We're looking at a smoothie that's going to have about 100 grams of sugar. And how much sugar your body can tolerate will really depend on your own individual carbohydrate sensitivity. So it's important that you understand if you are carb sensitive or not. I did create a free quiz if you guys want to check that out. I'll have that link down description below so you guys can also check that out. Just click the show more icon and all the links I mentioned from today's video will be there. So if you're plateauing or if you aren't losing weight, then try swapping out those high sugar fruits like mango or papaya for lower sugar fruits like berries. Okay, the fourth mistake is you're not treating your smoothie as a meal. If you're not treating your smoothie like a meal, then you're not going to get satisfied from it the same way you would as a meal. If it's void of the necessary protein and fat to raise your satiety hormones, you're going to be hungry again within 30 minutes to 2 hours after your smoothie. In fact, I know there's going to be some of you guys who are like, I can't get full or satisfied from a smoothie. I guarantee you it's because you're not treating it as a meal. You might be throwing in like greens and an apple, maybe water or fruit juice, and that's pretty much it. You're not really getting a significant source of protein and fat that are needed to raise your satiety hormones and keep you satisfied for multiple hours at a time. This is why on this channel, we really emphasize the protein and fat components in all of the smoothie recipes that I share. Okay, the fifth mistake is that you're using oat milk as the base. Oat milk is incredibly high in starches. That's why it tastes so good, because those starches essentially just break down into sugar. In fact, depending on the brand, 1 cup of oat milk will have about 20 grams of starches. Add that on top of the high sugar fruit, add that onto the date, and we're really getting high in these starches and sugars. Okay, the sixth smoothie mistake is that you're using a lot of bananas. And this is something I see often at a lot of smoothie restaurants, especially like the trendy smoothie restaurants, is that they'll have like all these fancy superfoods in there, like spirulina or ashwagandha, but then put like 3 bananas in. And they do this to make it taste really sweet and also to give it that sense of creaminess. But 2 to 3 bananas will have anywhere between about 29 to 43 grams of sugar. And especially if you're carb sensitive, especially if you're plateauing or even gaining weight, this is a huge opportunity to bring that banana down to a half of a frozen banana to significantly cut down on the sugar and significantly reduce the insulin spike from that smoothie. Okay, the 7th mistake is that you're using collagen powder instead of protein powder. Collagen is a great supplement. It's a great source of specific types of amino acids, but it's not a complete protein. So you still don't get those benefits of the complete protein, and therefore it can't be counted toward your complete protein total. So you can still use collagen in your smoothie if you'd like, but make sure that you're not replacing your complete protein sources with it. Okay, the 8th smoothie mistake is that you're not adding in enough fats. This is one that is the same from the previous 10 smoothie mistakes video because I see this consistently still happening. You need protein for satiety, but you also need fat. Fat raises our satiety hormone cholecystokinin, or CCK. So those combined help to make you full and satisfied for about 4 hours and help to prevent those sugar cravings that would normally work against your goals. Not to mention, a study found that when you combine protein and fat, you actually get more muscle synthesis, which means muscle creation, than just protein alone. So if you're working out and you want to actually see the benefits of those workouts, it's even more important to make sure that you're combining protein and fat. Great sources include avocado, chia seeds, peanut butter, coconut butter, flax seeds. Okay, the 9th smoothie mistake is that you're not making swaps when you order smoothies at restaurants. Don't just take their word for it that it's healthy. Make sure you actually look at the ingredients that they have in that smoothie, because 9 out of 10 times there are going to be a few of these mistakes, whether it be there's not a protein source or they're adding in honey or dates or a lot of bananas. And at most smoothie restaurants, they're going to give you the opportunity to make swaps or to add in something. So don't be afraid to make those substitutions, especially if you're working toward a weight loss goal. Okay, the 10th smoothie mistake is that you're using coconut water as the base. Now, this is especially important if you are really carbohydrate sensitive. If you're not as carbohydrate sensitive, you could probably get by with coconut water. I mean, it's not going to be nearly as high in sugar as fruit juice, which is definitely something you don't want to be using, because about 10 ounces of coconut water has around 8 grams of sugar, and this can really start to add up if you are carb sensitive. Instead, really great options include really the whole spectrum of unsweetened nut milks or seed milks. So like hemp seed, almond milk, coconut milk, cashew milk. Just make sure that you're choosing the unsweetened option. And you can test out one of my favorite fat burning smoothie recipes with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.